while I wait for the bath to fill, I will kind of sit up on the sink and take the contract.
You open the contract. I actually would request that everybody leave the room.
No. Come on. I want to know what.
No, we don't need to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of rather not, if I'm honest.
Flynn doesn't lie to us about what his contract's
I
about.
can't. Why
There's
would he?
some things going
Oh,
Move my chair.
I'm actually
You go
not
first.
Oh,
convinced.
good luck.
Chair, help me.
All right.
Help me.
Help me.
Thank you all for your patience while we get everybody out of the room.
I'm not nervous.
All right.
You guys can't be here while I'm taking a bath.
I need my privacy. All right, pal.
Oh man. Yeah, so I open the contract and I start reading the page, the parchment, and I would like to look for mainly stuff pertaining what exact power I have and what it does and how to use it, and then I would also like to look and see what I need to give up and all that stuff, and like make sure that that kind of, those are the two main things I'm looking for.
Okay. I think we can just go ahead and walk right through it.
Yeah.
So as you unfurl the contract, you see once again at the top what you saw in the dream in beautiful sort of scrollwork handwriting that's very elegant. You see nocturnal pact between Flynn Fellowweave and the Warden of Whispered Secrets, Sovereign of the Umber Wastes, and the Lord of Shadehold. Beneath it, writing, in the suffocating blackness, far from the caress of stars, where the pressing weight of the Underdark silence is felt most keenly, a covenant emerges from necessity and despair. Entwined in this silent scream of need is Flynn Fellowweave, a fleeting echo of desperation, and the Prince of Shadows, Sovereign of Forsaken Realms, Whispered Secrets, and Keeper of Enigmatic Riddles. And then the contract outlines the powers given. The patron agrees to bestow upon the undersigned these mystical boons, humble though they may be, in return for your vow and promise. And it says, Shadow's Bane. In the cold embrace of darkness, enemies shall wither and falter. When one shadow seeks the favor of another, the foes of Flynn Fellowweave will find themselves ensnared in nightmares they cannot awaken from. As the shadows deepen and coil, Flynn's strikes gain a keen edge, finding critical vulnerabilities with uncanny precision. And with each thud and clash, those marked by the Bane of Shadows will feel the weight of Flynn's blows with intensified suffering. And as the cursed adversary succumbs and is swallowed by the darkness, a surge of vitality restores Flynn Fellowweave, drawing strength from the Shadow's claim. This outlines mechanically Hexblade's curse and how it works.
Oh my god. Oh,
So as a
cool.
bonus action, that is the outline of the curse itself and how it functions.
Heck yeah.
Underneath that, arcanic gifts from gloom. In the depth where light fears to tread, an arcane guardian arises. With the Aegis of the Obscured, those who dare challenge Flynn Fellowweave will find their attacks rebuffed by an unseen force of shadow. This is the patron bestowing on you the ability to cast the Shield spell as one of your patron-granted spells.
Nice.
And when Retribution calls, Vengeance's shadowed strike imbues Flynn's weapon, channeling the rage of the darkness upon foes with a fury that clouds their minds and souls. And this is your Wrathful Smite spell that you gain.
So cool.
Underneath that,
Yeah.
the Eldritch Arcana. As the realms of darkness feed Flynn Fellowweave's call, a surge of eldritch might courses forth, allowing him to unleash bolts of shadowed power upon foes from a distance. And with sharpening acumen and exalting insight, the devastation wrought by this shadowed force intensifies, growing in might and malice. This is the ability to cast Eldritch Blast with the added invocation of Agonizing Blast. You may add your intelligence modifier, not your charisma modifier, to the damage rolls for your Eldritch Blast.
Cool.
As your patron has decided to enshroud your magic with your intelligence as opposed to your will.
That's so cool.
Echo of Shadows. As desperation seeps into parchment, a fragment of darkness stirs. But once, upon the completion of this pact, Flynn Fellowweave might wear the visage of the Dragloth, a creature birthed from the heart of shadow, the essence, a haunting memory, or a consuming dread.
Hmm.
This apparently outlines the moment of the sealing of the pact where he turned you into a Drakeloth
Right.
in the Underdark,
Okay.
but once. So that is the sort of imbuing of the gift,
Uh-huh.
the price extracted from the shadows.
Yeah, this is what I want to get into. This is what I want to get into. How am I going to swing this with the party?
In the tapestry of obsidian darkness balances teeter. Flynn Fellowweave shall, when the prince's capricious whims dictate, weave a tale, bleed a memory, or enact a shadowed performance. The when and what are veiled in the riddles of the shadows. The intentional obtuseness of this. There is no clear price. It is simply when I wish it and when I will it. You dance for me. Underneath that,
I think I would kind of pause at that and kind of just like an exhale of like,
mm,
and I'll keep reading.
the whispers on this parchment are echoes of the forgotten, tangible yet fleeting, certain yet elusive. Only in the dance of obsidian silence, only in the lament of the deep, shall clarity emerge, if at all. The bounds of this covenant are subject to the mercurial desires of the Prince of Shadows. As shadows shift and change, so too might the whims of the patron, bestowing further gifts in Flynn Fellowweave's darkest hours, always in exchange for deeper devotion and service. In the cold breath of the Underdark and the silent gaze of hidden watchers, both entities seal their bond. And you see there your signature,
Mm-hmm.
and underneath it, Prince of Shadows. And underneath it,
Yeah.
in tiny print, a whispered warning. Traverse the path of shadows with wary steps, for in the realm of the prince, promises might be chains, and freedom an illusion. Seek not clarity, but survival. And that is where we're going to go ahead and end today's session with everybody else out of the room.